So my name is Gerhard and I'm a lecturer for business at the Raffles Institute in Ulaanbaatar. I'm doing this since some years now on part-time basis, because besides being a lecturer I am running my own company here in Mongolia since more than 10 years. And before that I used to work for various multinational companies in Europe. Basically most of the time in the field of marketing and brand building and communication and public relations. So in this area which is related to the situation of sales support, building up brands and bringing brands to the final consumers. So why I'm doing this giving lectures at Raffles Institute? Because this is one of one or two, maximum 3 institutes here in Mongolia where the students have the advantage to acquire the theoretical knowledge which is needed for any profession, and at the same time learning one-to-one from people who have experience in this area. So this advantage is that they are not going to be scientists, but they will have the background needed to understand what is needed in any kind of profession, and at the same time to have insights how is it really done nowadays. And I'm young enough and old enough to give them both perspectives. The theoretical background and the transfer from the theoretical background in the daily business, which is important to understand because companies are not operational like universities. So, and this is naturally also the advantage of the Raffles Institute here in Ulaanbaatar, that this span between theory and practical experience is extremely short for the advantages for students. They have, in the time given, a chance to acquire this bachelor, which is, by the way, a Northumbria bachelor and which is internationally accepted. They do not need to leave the country and they do not need to spend a huge amount of money and effort to get accepted as a foreign student. They can just do it here, continue with their work or their jobs which they have, and to study at the same time. And add on, they get insights from us foreigners, which are naturally fully different than the insights they may get from Mongolian businessmen, and which they have on a daily basis. So this combination of having foreign teachers here in the country, having state-of-the-art theory, not theory which is 100 years old, theory state-of-the-art, and having access to a background of an information which is based on multiple years experience, and also multiple years experience here in Mongolia. So the combination of, we know how things are running here and they are running fully different than they are running, for example, in Western world, and this to be combined and to evaluate what is best of both parties, that is what we try to provide here as lecturers at Raffles Institute in Ulaanbaatar. That makes this institution also very special, because based on my experience there are another 2 institutions like this which you can acquire the same situation, but they are more in technical areas, while we are clearly focusing the business division of the RUB. We are clearly focusing on everything which is related to business administration and economy, while those other institutions may have a focus more on technical engineering side. So if it comes to the question, do I need to speak English if I want to study at Raffles Institute? A clear yes, naturally. You have to understand English, because otherwise you can join any Mongolian institution for higher education. The English is needed not only because you're trying to do a bachelor which enables you to accept even international job offers. You also may apply as someone who passed positively the bachelor. You want to apply at international companies because there are advantages to work for international companies here in Ulaanbaatar. So naturally a proficient understanding of English is needed. In order to acquire this English language, we have naturally language courses here in Raffles Institute, which are well known. which are visited from hundreds of people during the year, in order to acquire basic knowledge or in order to improve their knowledge which is already given to a better level, in order to ensure a passing of a bachelor, because the classes are held in English. And in the classes being held in English, you get also written information that is clear, but also you are invited to discuss with the teachers, naturally in English, to ensure that you get used to using the foreign language English for your later profession, which you hopefully will have here in the city of Ulaanbaatar or somewhere else in the country, working for a company which is foreign invested. So the point is, who should be a person studying here for business at Raffles? This should be someone who sees him or her future-wise in the field of economy. So to say, working, as we used to say here in Mongolia, for the private sector. Basically for the private sector. Whether it's in the area of finance, accounting, or it's in the area of marketing and brand, or whether you want to do something in design and creative work, you should have the motivation to get in touch with things which are not given in Mongolia. You should have a high motivation based on your wish to fulfill this thing, and you should be ready to work. Ready to work in a way that you should fulfill the requirements and the assignments which we are giving to our students, because we want to prepare you best to get easily adapted to what you will focus once you are starting your job. And there are demands which you have to fulfill, tasks which you have to answer, and based on that it's important to understand to work without anyone standing all the time behind you and saying do this and that and that. So we are searching for students which have this potential to work based on their own high intrinsic motivation, and which are able to work without being permanently supervised. The motivation should come from yourself, and it should last. Also, when things are getting more challenging, you should not give up so fast, because that is life. Naturally you can disappear, but from disappearing nothing is done. So we are ready to shape guys with a high potential to achieve a goal, providing them the theoretical and the practical knowledge in order to be a successful businessman. That is, or a successful designer, which is also a business, to succeed here in the growing economy of Mongolia. So that is what I would like to explain to you guys, and I hope it was interesting for you. And we would be very happy to see you here for a personal interview or for more detailed information, or to give you kind of consulting what may be the best for you, for your training and for your future career, what we can provide you with here at Raffles Institute in Ulaanbaatar. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for providing your questions and deeper information needs.